Good afternoon. This is going to be an installation of some new exhaust pipes on my 2005 Honda VTX 1300 R model. I'm replacing some old worn out used pipes or exhaust with some Cobra Longshots. Everything's off the bike. I decided not to video everything on the bike because I think anybody can figure out how to take the existing exhaust off. But here's the way it sits now with all the current hardware or brackets that I still have to take off. One thing I did notice, just to let everybody know, in both exhaust ports, the gaskets that are in there, that are the metal gaskets, previous owners and or service people decided to put one on top of another. So in both cases, in here, you can see where my finger is, that's where the exhaust flange goes. In both cases, there was two of these brackets. There should only be one, or excuse me, two of these gaskets, which are metal gaskets for the exhaust. There happen to be two of them in there. So anyways, I'll film again as I start the installation, but this is the way the bike sits today, or currently, before I start putting the pipes on. Playing now. Okay, I'm going to take off the old bracket for the rear mount here. Probably loosened it a little bit just to save some time. The regulator is mounted on the back of this bracket, so I have to move that over to the new bracket. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this one, as instructions say. One bolt's out. Now the other bolt. And now the second bolt's out. I'm being careful because I don't know how much slack is on the cables connected to the regulator. But you can see there's not much. Now I'll have to take these two brackets off, or the bolts to take this off, and then I'll be back shortly as far as mounting this on the new bracket. Okay, I'm back where I left off. I'm going to be taking the regulator off, moving it over to this mounting bracket, which is the new regulator mounting bracket. This regulator mounting bracket will go behind here, and then this is the new exhaust bracket, which will go in here, which will mount for the new exhaust when I put the new pipes on. Okay. Old brackets off. Got the old bolts. Get them out of the way. Make sure this bracket goes on the right way, which will go on like so. I didn't check this to make sure that the screws are the same size screws, but they should be, I hope. Get one bolt started, and I'll go to the other side. ahead and tighten these up. That bolt. And that bolt. Now the regulator's mounted on the bracket, as you can see. This will go right behind here like such. Okay. Now, to mount the bracket here, the long bolt goes on the top, the short bolt goes on the bottom. One thing I don't like about this setup is there's a nut on the back on this one that you got to hold the nut whenever we go to tighten this up. So, okay, now right, it goes like such. Okay. Let me get this started here. Get this one started. Be a lot easier if you have the luxury of doing this on the left. As you can tell, I don't have that luxury. Okay, there's one bolt. That bolt's snug. I'm not going to snug the other bolt yet because I want to read the instructions and make sure I'm doing this correctly before I progress forward and tighten the second bolt up. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I already mounted the front pipe minus the heat shield. I left the plastic on for now to protect the exhaust pipe at this point. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the back. I did not tighten the bolts up here, and that's the only thing that's holding it on. The bolts are on the flange, but at this point they're not tightened. So now I'm going to go ahead and mount the second one, the upper exhaust. Well, here's the finished product. Unfortunately, I ran out of battery on my camera, so I wasn't able to get the whole install done, but as you can tell, it's all installed. Looks really good. Getting ready to take it out on its first voyage today. Can't wait to see what it sounds like, which I'll crank it up here in a minute for everybody to see. But nice set of pipes. I'm really excited to hear them. Excuse the bags that are primered because this bike is a work in progress, so you can tell that my bag and my fairing up front has yet to be painted. So anyways, alright, stay tuned. I'll get you a sound bite of it once I get it cranked. See ya. Bye. Okay, now it's time to give you guys a sound of what the new pipes sound like. I haven't cranked the bike in a couple days, so bear with me as I crank her up here because it might be a little cold. Still running on choke, so that's why it's shutting off on me. It's not warmed up yet. Once it gets warmed up, I'll come back and video a little more so I can hear what it sounds like. Okay, I'm back to finish. This is what it sounds like idling. It's idling now. Make some adjustments to my carburetor. Revved up to about 2100 RPMs there. So that's my install. Sorry I wasn't able to get it all. I missed some of the spots. I do want to say it was a relatively easy install. The biggest pain was getting on the heat shield and the screws to hold it, because one's back behind here and it uses the bands. Another one's here, which wasn't hard. One here, and then you got two back here on each exhaust. That was probably the hardest part of the whole install. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going for a ride now.